and they were like, do you do Canva? And I was like, I'm a graphic designer. I don't need to do this. But I really started to utilize the tool because it saves a lot of time, especially if you're making social media content.
Hello and welcome. I'm Wendi Blum and welcome to Redefine Yourself during times of uncertainty. I am super excited about the topic today, which is CANVA, which is doing your own graphic design, the DIY of graphic design, Canva. I get a lot of questions around this, so we're going to jump right in. We have an expert here today that has been really teaching the nitty-gritty of Canva. She's got a graphic design background, a marketing background. She's a serial entrepreneur. She's also a fabulous mom and person. So welcome to Myleen Obando. I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. This is so exciting.
It really is. And we're gonna actually walk you through Canva. We're gonna walk you through a lot of the questions that Myleen gets, I get on Canva. So first I want to ask you, how would you describe Canva?
Well, Canva is definitely like the answer of do-it-yourself graphics. I've personally been playing with Canva for the last year. As a graphic designer, my girlfriends were constantly text messaging me or DMing me on Facebook, and they were like, do you do Canva? And I was like, I'm a graphic designer. I don't need to do this. But I really started to utilize the tool because it saves a lot of time, especially if you're making social media content. And YouTube, and especially in this time right now, it's so exciting to be able to create things on your own and invoke your message and be of service to others. So now I'm so glad that my girlfriends harassed me to like explore this platform.
Was so fantastic. I myself and still struggle. So I'm going to ask you specifically, like, how do you do a YouTube thumbnail, and how do you put together a Facebook banner, like an event banner? Because everything's sized so differently, and there's so many cool functions of Canva. So can I ask you, like, what is like the number one? Is it social media that most people are using Canva for?
Definitely social media is by far the biggest one. And I got to a point where I ended up having to teach a class just on social media content, because the number one complaint I get is Canva's awesome, but I'm an overwhelm every single time I'm in there. So I actually teach women primarily, because that's my group. I have a group on Facebook, Canva for Women Entrepreneurs, and I teach how to be able to plan and execute a month's worth of social media content in about an hour.
Wow. So that you're batching it and you're getting it done, and you can also brand, you can also customize, right?
You can brand, and have an effective message. So Canva for me has been such a blessing, because with my clients, I would be doing all like the heavy lifting, the strategy, the graphics, the execution, and now they have a more hands-on feel with it, and we get to play with it together versus the back and forth frustration via email. And they even get a hands-on feel for it. So if you're definitely a do-it-yourselfer, once you get the whole plan to execute, go full speed ahead.
Well, saving money and saving time. So if you have ants in your pants, like I do, like you want to get something done and you want to get it done like right away, and instead of going back and forth with the graphic art, change this, change that. Although you still need that, like you still need branding, and you still need to have someone, that you can go to with those questions. But for all the other projects, I remember looking at and seeing when the stories came out, Facebook stories came out, Instagram stories, and then looking at people's stories and saying their stories look so beautiful, and everything just like flows. Like, how are they doing that? Like, how are they seeing their clients, taking care of their family, creating products and working, with people one-on-one or whatever it was that they were doing, and then still making a beautiful, like, just play on the story. And yeah, that can make you feel inadequate. That can make you feel like I'm just not good enough. Like, how can I ever compete? Although we know we're not competing, it's all about collaboration. There's plenty for everyone. But how can I even get a foothold? How can I even stand out in a crowd? So I'd love for you to show us Canva. So it's canva.com, right? Canva.com.
Go to canva.com. Now Canva has the desktop and the desktop version, which is what I'm going to be showing you guys here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And it looks and breathes just like the website, but I love it just because like all the tabs open up and it's not on your internet browser. So you can still work online on whatever you're working on, but at the same time it's got like its own thing, like its own window.
I'm glad you brought up overwhelm, because you pull this up and you go, oh no, how do you even start? I can see you have YouTube channel. That's great, because many people might be watching this from YouTube, and then you say, okay, where do I even begin? So you pull up YouTube channel.
So I definitely, I pull up YouTube channel, and the thing is, the search bar is your friend. Use the search bar. That's the number one thing that I preach about, is using the search bar. Don't try to create stuff from scratch. There are thousands of designers that actually contribute to the Canva community, and you can find something, that caters to your industry, to your niche, to your target market. So for instance, I work with a lot of creative entrepreneurs. So I thought this was like really great for somebody that teaches art online or has like an art studio. And, it's so cute, and it has like that feminine vibe to it.
Is this a template that you just pulled up here?
It's a template that I just pulled up.
Okay, and then you can customize it with your own font, or use their fonts and your pictures, or use their pictures.
Exactly. Like this picture, I can go ahead and definitely, like, if you delete it, it's called a grid, and you just pop in the image that you want. So I'm going to go over here to photo, and I could put art supplies.
Oh, wow. Look at all those choices. So you don't have to pay a service like Stock Photo to get photos, that you can use one of the photos in the database at Canva. So that's fantastic. And then you
and the thing is that it's like, you can use the free photos. You don't have to use the paid version of Canva. You can actually use the free version of Canva.
So you have a paid version of some of the photos. So you have options that are free and options, and they're fairly inexpensive, right? If you're buying a photo.
Definitely. I mean, if you're like using this every day within your social media and whatnot, and you want to have a larger range of stock photography and elements and animation, and fonts, I definitely would, it's like $100 a year. It is like so worth it if you think about it, between the stock photography and the fonts and whatnot. If you want to play with this all day long, by all means, knock yourself out. Buy it. The subscription is great. I think it's worth every penny. Having my own creative agency, I work with different clients. So I definitely got the paid. I wasn't even negotiating between free and paid. It has paid itself off in spades. So
would this be a banner that you're showing us right now? What are we looking at?
This is the YouTube channel cover. And so, being in the business, for one thing that I didn't see here is, like, I really love this cover, but I wanted an opt-in. So, I'll put like a banner here, and I grabbed that from Elements. And it's just like so great, because you can stretch this out.
And you were able to change the color. So you grabbed it from Elements, you changed the color. Okay, up above, you changed the color there.
And you can change the color. And Canva's so awesome because it pulls a color palette from the photos. So you can even find a complementary color, so that way you're still in the same color palette. And it's amazing how, like, you can make this all your own. Oh, here, I gotta move. over window.
And you just easy to click and drag. And then my question is, what if you wanted to put like a color or a banner like underneath the words? Like, can you do that?
I'm gonna see, like, because it was this element.
Oh, okay. Well, you did right there.
Yeah, so you go to position and you can move it forward, backwards, you can align it. And it's definitely so user friendly, especially if you're not a graphic design person. My philosophy is that we're all creative. We just need to exercise that tool.
Yeah.
And I feel like Canva is really the answer for that, where we are in today's, today's world. Actually, funny story is that Canva was created by a graphic designer in Australia. Her niche was yearbook design.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One graphic designer like started this platform. How amazing is that?
Isn't that so cool? And I'm, so now I just get to play, and I totally understand. Once I learned that, I was like, that makes so much sense, because it has a lot of layout features that you can totally play with this, and like each piece is a layer. So it's just like sandwiched on top of, like, one on top of the other, and you can move the layer.
You took a square and then you changed the dimensions on it. You moved it around, and then how did you pop those words on there? I didn't see that. How you popped them? You put it behind it. You put the banner behind.
Yeah, I just put the banner behind it, and you can even. I mean, I love playing with color and seeing, what calls to act, like what pops.
And that's so important for YouTube thumbnails, because you're testing out different thumbnails to see like what the click-through rate is, and to see why perhaps people attention. So the thumbnail is so important in YouTube. So this is a really great resource for that, as well as using for Facebook. So these already have built in the dimensions that you need for your thumbnail. Okay.
Exactly. And the great thing about this is that, like, what I teach is templates. Create a template. So once you're happy with the layout and the way this looks and feels,
yes,
you can go ahead and hit this magical button right here, copy page. And then you can change up the colors to make it look fresh and new.
I'm gonna move that.
And, wouldn't it be funny, like, if you change your YouTube cover once a week or once a month, and that way you, instead of, typically how many times does someone change their YouTube cover? Like barely, like once a year when they find.
Not much. You're not a YouTube cover, no, not the cover at the top of your channel.
Yeah, but if you changed it up and, like, to see, like, are you getting more people because of the YouTube cover? Not just because of the content, because remember, like, people are finding you in different ways, whether they're, on Google and they end up on your channel or whatnot. My favorite, by the way, not to digress, but to go off subject, is the video cover. How many times have you done a video?
Oh, so that was for your channel. We were just looking at the dimensions for your channel. And now we're looking at the thumbnail for your video. So now we're looking at the thumbnail for the video. Okay.
So how many times have you done a YouTube video and you put the video up and you have like that funky face? Which is like my biggest pet peeve in life. And so this is exactly what got me onto Canva. Actually, I have a client and she was like, Myleen, please do something with my YouTube videos. I look like I'm half asleep. Like, YouTube catches me in that weird angle. And
it does. That's why make sure you take pictures before you do your video or after your video, and that you can do those things like this and point, and then get the banner here. See other people that like make all those faces, so that you make something that really stands out, and then you think about where you're going to put your words and how you're going to create your thumbnail. It's a really important part of it. Yes, you don't want to just do it.
Yeah, you can do it right here in Canva, and you can make you can make a series. So if you're doing a series on building your business, you can do all of them have like the same look and feel, but change out the images.
Yeah.
And you can, as long as it's formatted, I tell the girls that I collaborate with, I'm like, if you can't understand what you're putting on the page, no one else is going to understand. So if you top to bottom, left to right, like make sure that you organize your content, because if you don't understand it, I'm not going to understand it.
Okay, I love this. So this is YouTube. Can you take us into Facebook?
Yes, Facebook. So there's Facebook ads. I'm not going to go into that one today.
But these are all the choices. This is good for us to see. So this is used a lot. The event cover. Okay, this is used.
Event cover is crucial. And this is so awesome because we're all doing online events right now with everything that's going on. And so I love these. You can change out the picture. I typically look at the layout. So it's like, do I like the way that this looks, the relationship of the copy with the picture? Because, unless I'm cooking, which I'm not a great cook at all. I mean, I do okay, but, not what I'm known for. But I work with a lot of, yogis and meditation, holistic, whatnot. So this is so easy, like, drag and drop, there you go, change it to your brand colors.
And you can put your brand colors in there, and you can put your fonts in there. Do you have branded font in there that you can show us?
I do have branded font in here that I have.
So you use the drop down and then you find your branded.
I actually have a client that sells tikis, and this is his branded font.
That's great. That looks just like the tiki. That's what you would expect with the tiki. Yep.
Yeah. And then, this is a great tool too. The undo. How many of us want to undo something?
All day long.
And it's really great because, like, here are my branded fonts. So with the paid version of Canva, you can set up your brand palette. So your colors, your brand fonts, you can put all of that and it'll pop up here. So this is my brand palette for my fonts. And then these are the fonts I've uploaded. And then typically for other clients, I don't do a lot of my own self-promotion because I've been so busy. But I use a lot of the popular fonts because, there's such a great diversity of fonts here. So, it's just like have fun with it. They really did a great job in giving you selection. A couple of things though, be careful when you're selecting fonts. Like, don't go font crazy, like stick to two.
Fonts. Your rule of thumb, stick to 2 fonts.
Yeah, and here's why. Canva does a really great job of eliminating you having to choose your font marriages. So
the blending of the 2 fonts, they give you the examples of the blending of the 2. So you don't have to figure out which 2, how they look together. They give you the idea of that.
Yeah. And you can click on it and, not only are they going to give you the idea, but they'll actually give it to you. They're like, here you go. And then you ungroup it and then you can tweak it and move it around and copy paste and the whole 9 yards. So it's a lot of fun. Like, definitely use what they give you. Cause this saves you so much time and energy and bandwidth.
Yeah, for sure. So that you can work in your craft, you can actually work with your clients. One of the questions, what about if you wanted to put an element in the background, like polka dots or animal print or something like that? Is there a way to do that here?
So I personally love animal fonts. Leopard print and I, we're best friends. And that's not the one I wanted. So I have a client that actually loves like the leopard print. So what I do is, here's my leopard print. That's all pro. Here's a free one. But this is really busy, right? So we're like, so we're going to position this all the way to the back.
And can we only take like 50%? Can we reduce?
Yeah, so like, let's say what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab an element. We're gonna grab that free square.
Okay.
And you're gonna stretch it out. And you're gonna send it all the way right to where it is in front of the cheetah print, or the leopard print, I should say. And then this transparency tool is like one of my favorite features here.
Oh, that's a great feature. Wow. So you could make it just like very subtle in the background.
You can make it as subtle or as vibrant as you want to. You can change the color to it. And that's all through just the transparency. So, you know, if you don't want it to be so busy, and, you know, again, like, your best friend here is these elements, because you can go ahead and take this busy pattern and really play with it. Play with the, oh, where did you go? Now all my layers like nuts.
So as you're watching this, right, you just take a little piece of this, so you can come back and rewatch, and then actually do this along on your computer while you're watching this video, so you can be experimenting at the same time. This is just wonderful. I'm thinking that this is like really a lot for us to absorb and experiment with. So I want to ask you right out the gate, if you will come back, maybe we can do like a full live stream on YouTube where we can create a YouTube thumbnail, or, you know, a Facebook banner or something like this.
Definitely. This would be great. I mean, and it's really just get in there, experiment. There's no such thing as like a bad idea. You know, it's like trying on an outfit. You know, definitely give it a go. Look in the mirror, see what it looks like. If you have too many, I tell this to my girlfriends that are with me in my Canva class on Thursdays. I'm like, if you have way too many accessories going on, you're not gonna want to walk out the door. So, you know, if it's not comfortable for you, it's not comfortable for anyone else.
Yeah, no, that's great. All right, so we'll click out of this for Canva for right now.
Yeah.
And that is just fantastic. We'll click all the way out of here.
Oh, let me find my, where are you? Buttons. There we go.
And then we are back. And as you're watching, if you have any questions, if you leave them in the comments section, that Myleen can come back in to the comments and answer your questions. So it can be hands-on, that you can learn from this fabulous woman who's taken all of her years, for many, many years, in her training at the Art Institute, and is now teaching people and helping people figure out how to do this stuff, because we're reinventing ourselves. I mean, now you might be taking your side hustle, maybe you're laid off or you're furloughed right now, and you're experimenting with building a business, that now's the time. And you're like, okay, because there's a lot for me to take in. Maybe you worked for a company and you had a team that would do these sorts of things, and now you're wearing different hats and trying to figure it out. So if you just take one small baby step and know that the resources are there for you, and all you need to do is build a team, and the team is available for you very, very often for minimal cost. And I know you offer fabulous workshops in your Facebook group. I am going to leave Myleen's all her contact information in the description box below. So definitely follow Myleen, and this is just fabulous. So thank you so much. Any words of wisdom, parting words of wisdom that you'd like to share?
Just have fun. If you know, it's meant to be fun. It's like crafting. If you love crafting, if you love painting with a twist, I mean, it's just a really, you can get lost in this. Just have fun with it.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being on. For those of you that are new to my channel, I invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I upload new videos with resources just like Myleen and Canva here on my channel each and every week. And thank you, Myleen, so much for being here. You are so awesome.
Oh, thanks, Wendi. I love and adore you. And thank you so much for having me on.
Can't wait to have you back. So thank you, everyone.
Bye.